My name is Logan. I'm 17, and up until a few months ago, my biggest problem in life was trying to pass chemistry. That all changed the moment my older sister Brooke decided to ruin my life. We used to be close. Brooke was smart, confident, always in control like the queen of the house. I admired her, but somewhere along the way, things shifted. She started lying about everything, and I didn't realize how dangerous that could be until it was too late. It all started on a rainy Thursday. Our parents were out of town, and Brooke threw one of her usual parties. I wasn't allowed to bring friends. Of course she made that clear. "Don't embarrass me," she snapped. I stayed in my room trying to block out the noise. Around midnight, I went downstairs to grab a drink. The house was a mess: beer cans, red Solo cups, people making out on the couch. I just wanted water. That's when I noticed something off. Brooke's boyfriend Mason was yelling at her. Not just yelling, screaming. Everyone around pretended not to notice, but I saw the way he grabbed her arm. She shook him off and stormed outside. Curious and honestly a little worried, I followed. They were in the driveway. Brooke was crying, shouting something about him cheating. He slapped her. I froze. Then Brooke saw me, and something changed in her eyes. "Logan!" she screamed. "Help!" Mason looked at me like I was the enemy. Then he ran. The neighbors must have heard, because the cops showed up minutes later. And that's when the nightmare began. Brooke, still shaking, told them I was the one who attacked her. I thought it was a joke. She said I came downstairs, drunk and jealous, and when she tried to calm me down, I hit her. She even showed them the red mark on her face, the one Mason had left. I kept telling them it wasn't me. I tried to explain about Mason, but he was gone and everyone at the party backed her up. Her friends, all of them, said they saw me yelling at her. The cops didn't arrest me on the spot, but they took me in for questioning. My parents flew home the next day, furious. They believed her. I was suspended from school. The principal said they had zero tolerance for violence. My reputation was destroyed overnight. People whispered about me in the halls. Girls looked afraid. My friends stopped texting. I kept thinking Brooke would tell the truth, that it was just a twisted prank or something. But she didn't. She doubled down. She even posted a TikTok crying about how someone close had hurt her, and it went viral. Overnight, she became the victim. Thousands of strangers praised her bravery. And me, I became a monster. I tried to talk to her, begged her. "Why are you doing this?" She just said, "You shouldn't have been watching." I didn't know what that meant until I remembered my phone. I had pulled it out when I followed them outside. I had a habit of recording things when things got tense just in case. I rushed to find the video. It was still there. Mason, screaming, grabbing her, her screaming for help, everything. Except one thing. You couldn't see his face clearly. The lighting was awful, and Brooke never mentioned him, not once. If I showed it, she'd say it was me. Still, it was all I had. I took the video to the school counselor first. She watched it twice, then said it was inconclusive. I went to the cops. They asked why I hadn't brought it earlier. I told them I didn't remember. They didn't care. Brooke's story didn't change. And then Mason came back. Part 2. The confrontation. He showed up at school a week later, like nothing had happened, wearing sunglasses indoors, swaggering like a wannabe celebrity. I cornered him after gym. "You need to tell the truth." He laughed in my face. "What truth?" "You hit her. I have it on video." He paused for a second, then smirked. "Doesn't look like me. Could be anyone." I wanted to punch him, but I didn't. I needed him to admit it. So I recorded him instead. I started talking, asking questions, pushing. He got cocky. Brooke knew what she was doing, he said. She wanted me to hit her, said it would make her famous, said she'd take someone down with her. Guess that's you, huh? I had it all on tape. But I couldn't just post it online. That would get me in even more trouble. Instead, I went to the one person who might actually care. Miss Ramirez, my English teacher. She'd always said I was a good kid. I told her everything, showed her both videos. She watched, said nothing, then asked if I trusted her. I nodded. The next day, she called in a favor. Her cousin was a lawyer. Within 48 hours, my parents were served with legal papers demanding an investigation. Brooke freaked out. She started sobbing, claiming I was harassing her, but the pressure cracked her. She admitted it to our parents, that she lied, that Mason had hit her, that she was scared he'd post stuff about her things she'd sent him if she told the truth. So she pinned it on me. My parents were horrified. My mom cried. My dad couldn't look at me. The charges were dropped. I was reinstated at school. Brooke was suspended. But it didn't fix everything. People still whispered. Some didn't believe me. My friends never came back. But something inside me changed. I started working with kids who'd been falsely accused, volunteering, telling my story. I forgave Brooke, eventually. She never fully recovered from the scandal. She lost a lot of followers. People turned on her. But I didn't care about revenge. I just wanted my life back. And little by little, I took it back. I sat on the cold metal bench of the holding cell, hands shaking, heart pounding, eyes burning from hours without sleep. My sister, she lied. And not just any lie, a lie that destroyed everything. I could still see her face in my mind when the cops dragged me out of our house. Blank, cold, unbothered. She didn't flinch when I shouted her name, begged her to tell them the truth. She just watched, like I was a stranger. The next morning I was brought in for questioning. Two detectives sat across from me, arms crossed, faces unreadable. One of them dropped a stack of photos on the table, screenshots from our home security camera. "You leaving the house?" the older one said. "You've got a backpack. That backpack had the missing jewelry, right?" "No," I said, almost whispering. "That was from 2 days earlier. I took stuff to the donation center. You can call them. I have a receipt. My sister's lying to you." The younger detective raised an eyebrow. "Your sister says you argued with your grandfather, that he cut you out of his will, that you needed money." "That's not true," I said. "He gave me that backpack himself. He told me to donate some of his clothes. I never argued with him." But they didn't believe me. Because she made it all make sense. I sat in the cell for 48 hours. No calls, no visitors, nothing. I started to question everything. Was I actually crazy? Did I do something wrong without realizing it? No. I couldn't let her win. I had to figure out why she did this. When I was finally released on bail, thanks to Mom begging every relative we had, I came home and everything was different. Mom wouldn't look me in the eyes. Dad stood with his arms crossed, like I was some stranger who broke into their lives. The only person who smiled, her, Sophie, my perfect, manipulative sister. She was wearing my hoodie, the one she used to steal when we were kids, like a trophy. "Rough weekend?" she said, smirking as I passed her. I clenched my fist but kept walking. I needed proof. For the next week, I became obsessed. I searched the house I went through Sophie's room, old notebooks, phone chargers, jewelry boxes, anything that could prove she stole Grandpa's things. Then one night I found it, a hidden USB stick, taped behind the bottom drawer of her dresser. I took it, rushed to my laptop, and opened the only video file inside. It was footage from our hallway camera, the real footage, from the day the jewelry went missing. Sophie, wearing gloves, opening Grandpa's safe, stuffing the jewelry into a black drawstring bag. She looked right at the camera and smiled. She knew what she was doing. She even had time to delete the file from the main computer, but must have saved it as backup, maybe for leverage. Or maybe because she liked watching herself get away with it. I copied the video to my phone. My hands were shaking. This was it, the proof that could clear me. Finally. But I couldn't go straight to the police, not yet. I wanted answers. That night I waited in the kitchen. When Sophie came downstairs to get water, I pressed play on the video and turned the screen to her face. Her smile vanished. "You kept the footage," I said quietly. "Why?" She didn't say anything. "Why did you lie?" I asked again. "What did I ever do to you?" She tilted her head, eyes cold. "It wasn't personal." "What?" "I needed the money," she said. "I was going to be cut off from college. Grandpa promised you his savings." I overheard. So I made sure that didn't happen. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You ruined my life. Because of college tuition?" She laughed, a short, bitter sound. "You think it's that simple? Do you know what it's like to be second best? Always errand this, errand that. I did everything right and still I was invisible next to you. This time, I made sure they saw me. I didn't sleep that night. I replayed the video over and over just to convince myself it was real, that this nightmare actually happened. The next morning, I went to the police station. I handed them the USB, told them everything. They took my statement, ran the footage through their systems, confirmed the timestamp. And just like that, everything changed. They arrested Sophie later that week. But the damage was already done. Even after the truth came out, people still looked at me differently. Whispers in school. Parents keeping their kids away. Like the stain never really washed off. Sophie was expelled from her private college, got sentenced to community service and probation since she was still a minor. And me? I tried to move on, but that scar runs deep. The worst part, she never apologized. Even after everything, the lie, the arrest, the betrayal, she looked me in the eye in court and said, "I'd do it again." Sometimes people ask me why I never forgave her, why I cut her out completely. They say, "She's your sister. Family is forever." But here's what I learned. Blood means nothing without loyalty. And trust, once it's broken like that, it doesn't come back.